Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm not completely sure, like, if I'll even have anybody join the live chat tonight, and that's okay if I don't, because this is my new night, and, um, I didn't send out the reminder like I said I would. um for to tell everybody that I had to switch nights, because of my hey Courtney, because of my kids' activities this summer. So I had to switch from Thursdays to Tuesdays so that I could be here. Very I know. It's a very exciting life that I lead. Mm. But so we just have they just have lots of activities this summer. I mean, soccer and horseback riding and just so mom's taxi is in full swing, I'll tell you that. That's something for you to look forward to, Courtney. Schlepping kids all over the place. So much fun. So, I know. And then I couldn't get my thing to go live because it kept telling me that I was over in characters, and I was like, okay, okay. It's just, yeah. So I did not send out the notification reminding everybody that I was moving from Thursdays to Tuesdays. At least for the foreseeable future. It may be permanent. I don't know. But yeah, it's you know, kids' activities, and I hate to keep moving the show all over the place, but come on. I gotta be a mom. So, tonight I have several things I want to share with you guys. I found these really two awesome spells that I want to share with you, and I'm going to put them on my website as well. It's an abundance spell and it's a ritual to achieve goals. They are both from, and I love the books. Just to let you know, the Witches of Insta. And if you guys happen to see them, if you see their advertisements on Facebook or Instagram, or if you just go to their website, it's phenomenal. I I ordered, well, I didn't order them actually. Dr. Seuss ordered them for me a couple of years ago for Christmas, and he was like, because he didn't know what to get me. So he ordered the whole thing for me for Christmas. Well, he didn't realize that he was getting the printed copy and the digital copy. And I got to tell you, I love it. I mean, I love having the digital copy and the printed copy, but now they only do the digital copy. So I don't want you to feel like if you go and order from their website, it's Witches of Insta, if you go and order from their website, that you're going to get gypped for just getting the digital copy. It's absolutely worth it. And it's incredible. It's so gorgeous. It's so pretty. And and honestly, it's probably better to get it printed here if you choose to print it, or if you just want to keep the digital copy. It's probably better to get it printed here because they are from Germany. So the size of the sheets is just a little bit longer than like I don't even have a regular piece of paper. Okay. So here's like our regular standard piece of paper, and this is there. So it's just a little bit longer, but it's not letter size. So it's an odd size. It's not bad. I chose to go about it because of course I had to make a notebook. I mean, I think some of you have known me long enough now. I had to make a notebook, and I did the whole thing. So I ordered everything in legal size, which is way too big, but it fits it still fits it, and I just wanted to protect the sheets. But it's nice to have the digital copies and the hard copies, because I just like the print. So, excuse me. I am putting those pictures of these on my website, so you guys can go and check those out if you want to. Um, hey, Kelsey. So you can go and check those out because these are the spells that we're going to be doing tonight. The abundance spell and the new moon ritual to achieve goals. And I tried to set it up so that I could share it on here with you guys. But when I went to share it, like you can't see it very well. Like you can't see. And then I even tried to do, like, I tried to increase, go from, you see up here where I have 100%. Um, I tried to increase it like 250%, and then it just got super blurry. And I was like, that's not gonna work, is that? Mm. So that was not pretty. But this is essentially what I was gonna do. That will be on my website at metaphysicalroundtable.com. That will be posted. So these pictures. And I have the digital copies, don't laugh at me. They're in my computer somewhere. I don't know where they are. So if I find the digital copy of this, instead of just taking a picture, I'll put the digital copy on there so that maybe you can actually see it clearly in case you want to do those, because we have this fantastic new moon coming up. But I also want to tell you guys what an awesome astrological like setup we have today and tomorrow, the 13th and the 14th of June. um this is such an amazing, like, there's so many good things happening in the sky right now. There's so many great things happening astrologically, that these are really awesome days. So I was like, if you wanted to do the ritual to achieve goals, like, now's a good time to do that, because we have a couple of really lucky days. But you can also do it on Sunday and Monday, because Sunday we have the new moon in Gemini, and Monday, it's still technically the new moon, but the new moon hits its peak on Sunday. But the but we have this really great placement of Jupiter and Saturn on Monday. They're sextile and to each other, and it's again a fantastic day. So if you want to do either one of these spells on Sunday or Monday, like, that's cool too. There's a lot of good stuff going on, like, astrologically. Honestly, astrologically, there's just so many good things going on right now, and I got to tell you, I'm loving it. So that's great. Okay, so also I just posted a video. Well, I posted a video earlier today of who won like this first round of giveaways. I couldn't believe, like, how many I've been a part of so many giveaways. I've done giveaways with the 2 different podcasts that I've been a part of, the shows that I've been a part of. I've done so many giveaways. I've never had this many people, like, in the giveaway before, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh," I was so excited. So, I gave away 4 decks this time. I'm going to be giving away probably 4 or 5 more in the next couple of months. So stay tuned, because I'll be telling you how you can, like, get entered into the giveaways. And I'm like mailing these decks of cards out to you guys. And what I'm doing is, it's decks of cards that I've reviewed but I've not used. They've been opened and I've shown them, like, on the camera and stuff, but I've not used them. I've not done a reading with them. So you can clear them, and there's like no bad juju in them. Nobody else's energies in them. So they're still really great cards. So that's just to let you know. But yeah, it was so exciting. So I gave away the Alice in Wonderland deck, the Light Seers Tarot. I forgot what I gave away. Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck, and the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot, with some good stuff. So but I'm so excited, and there were so many of you that I was just like, oh, I was like, I know them, I want them to win too. So I was like, I might just have a drawing like one night just for the crew that shows up for this show, because you guys are just awesome. Y'all are always here, and it's just so. Okay, now that I've done all of that announcing, I do want to talk about chakras today. I want to run through some chakra basics because I feel like we haven't talked about this in a while. And the thing with chakras, I it's always important that you take continuing education. I don't care if you are a psychic, if you work in HR, or if you are like a PhD chemistry person, like, a nurse, a doctor, whatever. It doesn't matter. An attorney, you should always be taking continuing education for your field. Now, I say that because, especially with the metaphysical community, the spiritual community, with, mediumship, psychics, whatever, you get different takes on situations. You start to look at the same picture from different vantage points, from like, different, uh, with different kinds of wisdom. You start looking at it that way. And what I appreciate is, you know, uh, people that people that I miss that have transitioned, like, I still feel like I'm like, like receiving their wisdom here. But I took this I took this little webinar, I love those things. They're so much fun. But I took this little webinar and I was like, why am I taking this on chakras? It seems sort of whatever, I teach that. But I took it and I was like, there's always like some nugget of information in there that I was like, I'm so glad I took this. I'm so glad I took this. Because a long time ago, one of my former colleagues was talking to me about chakras, and she was like, I don't feel like I don't feel like that chakras are like necessarily supposed to be in balance. She said, sometimes I feel like your throat chakra should be bigger than like your heart chakra, or your root chakra should be bigger than your crown chakra, or something to that effect, is what she was saying. And she made a good argument and I liked it, but I was just like, I just don't like, I don't know. There's still something like I'm missing. There's still something missing. What I learned in this webinar, what I learned in this little like online seminar, was that yes, that is true. Like, your chakras should like sometimes need to be out of balance in order to accommodate you for that thing that you're going through, that trauma, that happiness, that whatever. You may need to have those chakras out of balance for that time, but they don't need to remain out of balance. They don't need to stay that way. It's just like feeling emotions. Like, if you're hurt, or if you feel grief, or if you're angry, or if you're sad, you should feel those emotions. Like, you should, if you're triggered to feel those things, do not sweep your emotions under the rug. Feel your emotion. The thing is, you don't want to camp out in anger. You don't want to camp out in sadness. You don't want to make camp in that feeling, because it takes you away from joy. It takes you away from pleasurable things, And so you don't want to camp out in that kind of feeling. That's what they were saying, is that you don't want to keep your chakras out of balance for long periods of time, for, decades or whatever, because that could mess you up. You want to, if they need to be out of balance for a time, that's great, but do a check-in with yourself and be like, is it time to return? Is it time to return to, like, homeostasis? Is it time to return to that? Because they did compare it to like the liver. The liver can do so many jobs in the physical body, right? The liver can pick up jobs of like the gallbladder. If you have your gallbladder removed, you're gonna be okay. If you have your spleen removed, again, you're gonna be okay. You can't live without a pancreas, but the liver can pick up multiple jobs, right? So it's okay if for a time the liver has to pick up that job for like whatever, but it needs to return back to homeostasis. We need to get that gallbladder healed. We need to get the spleen healed. We need to get things healed so that you can return to like normal. You can return to your normal. Let me say that, because everybody's different, especially emotionally. So I wanted to talk about that. So we do want to keep them in balance, but the most important thing here is to keep your chakras clear, is to not keep your chakras polluted. It's again like looking at organs in the body. We want to keep our kidneys clear because they're filtering the blood in the bloodstream. We want to keep our lungs clear because they're adding oxygen to the bloodstream. We want to keep our liver like at top processing, because if we don't, if our liver's not functioning properly, like you could have a plethora of problems. And so we don't need those things going on in our bodies, right? We want to keep everything optimal. So that's what we want to do with our chakras. It's very important to keep them clear, maybe not as in balance, but clear. So if I can get this to work, I'm going to show you some of the handouts that I give to my classes. And you can see, like, you can see that I have, like, when the chakras are out of balance, like, this is the behavior that you'll see. What it should say and what it will say as soon as I'm done with this is it's going to say when the chakras are cloudy, when they're cluttered, when they're not clear. And then to fix the situation, to get back to clear, not necessarily imbalance, but I'm going to put clear and / balance on these. Okay. So I'll remind you as I'm going through this, but I'm very excited about this because I do love talking about chakras. I know. But lots of people don't understand that energetic part of their body. So, and I want to show you guys a few books that you can get. Some of them are out of print, but you can still get them, I think. The first one, I believe this is out of print because she is no longer with the metaphysical world. This is Chakra Clearing by Doreen Virtue, and it also comes with a CD that's really, really fantastic. If you can find this, it's amazing. But if you can find it, it's wonderful to be able to get. And I think you might even be able to download the CD, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But I love this. It's something that I still use. It's very, very basic. It's not anything like extra or advanced. The extra and advanced book is The Subtle Body by Cindy Dale. This is an incredible book because it doesn't just talk about these 7 chakras. It doesn't just address these, excuse me, I can't see what I'm doing. It doesn't just address these 7 chakras. It addresses all of them, which is quite phenomenal if you ask me. I love how she does it. Like, she goes all the way out to where does she go? I believe she goes to the 12th chakra. But I'm looking. Yeah, she does. She goes to the 12th chakra. So do you see this in this book? It's fantastic. And I love, love, love this. So this is Cindy Dale's book, and this is definitely an advanced version. It truly is incredible though, and I love it. That's interesting. I have the weirdest things marking books sometimes, and then they fall out, and I'm like, dude, I really needed to know about that. So, but this again, and I believe this is one of the books listed on my website as like books that are important to have. The Subtle Body, by Cindy Dale. I love it. I love, love, love it. So one of my favorites. Here is another Chakra for Beginners, by David Pond. And honestly, there's a blue million books out about chakras. Pick one, see if you resonate with it. If you don't, pick another. There's a million of them. Seriously. So let's start talking about these energetic centers. I love them. Let me see if I can get this to work properly. Okay. Yay! How about that? Okay. So the first chakra, you'll hear people refer to it as the root chakra and the base chakra. Okay. The root chakra, the base chakra is your foundation. It is absolutely your foundation. It's the I do, I am. This is your base. This is your stability. So this is the root chakra. If you have money problems, if you have money issues or emotional, this is where this can be out of balance or it can be extremely clogged. It cannot run smoothly and clearly, and that's where we start to have a problem. So the first chakra is red, and I do, I am. I say again, when it's imbalanced, or rather when it's clear, we will feel our connection to the earth. We will be in not a state of survival, but a state of, we're not struggling to survive. Yeah, we're in a state of good health. We're in a place of abundance. We feel good about our family. We're in a place of passion. We're moving forward in life. We feel stable. We're making sensible decisions, and we feel good about our security. We feel like we're in a place that we're secure. If we are not in any of those spaces, when your root chakra is really, really like clogged up, when it's really messed up, you're going to start seeing that anxiety, hopelessness, instability, depletion, loneliness, insecurity, feeling ungrounded, abandoned, indecisive, and phobic is going to rear its ugly head. And that's a horrible place to be. I mean, I think we've all been there, haven't we? We've all been in all of those places where we're just like, there, I can't even. But the thing is, again, it's important to feel those emotions, but not to camp out in them. So in order to clear up that root chakra, in order to clear it and say, okay, I'm feeling this way, let me clear my root chakra and see what's going on. So you clear your root chakra by wearing red, having red in your space. That's probably one of the reasons why red is my favorite color, but red is just my favorite color. I just love red. Wear garnet, energize your space with red, eat red berries. So, throw in some strawberries or some raspberries, or just, for me, and I know Kool-Aid is not the best thing ever, but we drink a lot of Kool-Aid in our house. So, drinking some kind of red juice or red fluid, wine is good. Just food for thought there. But I have a ton of red in my space because that's my favorite color. So it does help me to stay grounded. It really does. And I noticed that too with my kids. When I see them sort of getting spacey, when I see them just feeling like they're not feeling good, they're not feeling like, especially when they're trying to learn something new, they're just like, I don't know about this, I don't know about this. I'll put something red in their hand, or I'll put something red on them. It works. It's really awesome. Okay, so let's go on to the second chakra. So we're moving up. So this is right above the base chakra, like sort of pelvic area. And you can see it right here on this delightful person. So we just did the root chakra and now we're doing the sacral. Okay. All right. So the sacral is orange. We're definitely going to move through the color wheel. Yeah. Okay. So we've got orange. I feel I want. So when we see the sacral chakra, what we'll see when the sacral chakra is clear, when it's clean, when it's working properly, is we're going to have a really good connection to other people. We're going to have masses of creativity, lots of energy, lots of confidence. This is wonderful. That feeling confident definitely comes from the sacral chakra. This is great for our sexuality, our sexual health. It's also a huge place for empaths. Because this is a place where, again, we're feeling and we're showing empathy. Now, there is a difference between this kind of feeling and the feeling that we're going to see in the heart chakra. So I just want to line that up right now. This is a place where we see our passion. We see it instead of just feel it, like with the in the root chakra, or following our passion like in the root chakra. This is where if we're not in a good emotional place, it's going to show up here. Yeah. And our freedom, that feeling of freedom, definitely coming from the sacral chakra. And it's not just like, I'm not talking about like looking at communism or, like, I don't want to say, like, I don't want to get banned. So I don't really want to say something, but I'm not talking about necessarily like your liberties, but just feeling free to walk down the street, to feel free to like express yourself, which again, you'll see this tie in with the throat chakra. So some of these chakras will tie in together and you'll see why there's such a domino effect. So if there's something going wrong in the throat chakra, then you're probably going to see something going wrong in the sacral chakra as well. It doesn't usually just hit one energy center, it hits more than one. And really, the heart and the solar plexus, when things go wrong in the heart chakra, it has a domino effect. It has a ripple effect on every other chakra, on every chakra around it. It's inevitable. And think about that. When you've gotten hurt, when you've had your heart broken, not just in romance, but by family or friends who've let you down and just really hurt you and broken your heart, it affects every part of your life, doesn't it? It affects your work. It affects your connection to your higher power. It affects your connection to spirit. It affects your connection. So, just FYI. Just to let you know, like how this is all going to play out. Oh crap. Sorry. I had to move a bunch of my cards because of mouse, and now I'm knocking them down. It's great. Okay, so when the sacral chakra is not clear, when it's not in a clear space, this is where we see like we become dependent on people, places, or things, sugar, or a person. Addiction issues, this is where we may have a substance issue. Loneliness, we have our emotions are all over the place. Maybe we're starting to experience mood swings. And because we don't feel good about ourselves, because that confidence isn't there, the energy isn't there, we have a low libido. I mean, when you have a low self-confidence, do you feel like Do you feel like engaging in some patty cake, as they say on Roger Rabbit? Oh my gosh, I'm like too old for this, aren't I? Really. Um, but because we have because our confidence isn't there, that's where maybe we trigger that eating disorder along with an addiction issue and dependence on other people. We're depending on other people to sort of build in our confidence. And the eating disorder that comes in because we're not feeling really good about ourselves. What can we control? We're not in a place of really feeling like we're in control of our own emotions. We're not in control of anything except what goes in our mouths. I mean, I know it's crazy, but when we start thinking about it, it's like, what does it come down to? What can we do to help ourselves? So in this instance, to clear the sacral chakra, you can wear orange, you can energize your space with orange, you can add orange to your food. And I just want to say before any of you ask, before any of you pop up and ask, meditations, there's a ton of meditations out there for each and every one of these chakras. You can hit YouTube and just like search it. You can say meditation for sacral chakra healing, meditation for sacral chakra cleansing, meditation for fill in the blank, cleansing, healing, whatever. You can do a meditation for 5 minutes, for 15 minutes, or for a half hour. I mean, but really, it doesn't take long because these are energetic centers. It doesn't take long for them to get clear and in balance. It doesn't take them long to get like clogged up and, let's say, dirty and out of balance. It doesn't take long either. I mean, it can just take a minute. And then once that happens, it's a lot, it can be a lot of work to maintain it if you really aren't keeping an eye on your energy centers, if you're not keeping an eye on it. But you know when you feel weird, you know when you're just like, I'm not really like, I'm not feeling it. This isn't a good place for me. Yeah. I mean, you know when you're feeling this kind of thing. So you know when your heart chakra has been nicked, let's say, and it's really, really hard to bring that back. But doing the meditation absolutely helps because you can clear it very quickly. The problem is when you're in that much pain over some kind of heartache, it's going to clog right back up. So you just have to keep clearing it. That's why chants and mantras are so wonderful, are so wonderful. Yeah. And the lady, I don't know if she's here tonight, but Gypsy Soul Surfer, she does little chants and mantras like that all the time. She does like a lot of awesome stuff. So if you guys see her Facebook page, Gypsy Soul Surfer, it's fantastic. I'm sorry, my back itches, so I have to scratch my back. Yeah. And my back scratcher is red. It's pretty awesome. Okay. So let's move on to my favorite chakra. And if any of you watch readings at the round table, if any of you watch my my um readings, the zodiac readings, I talk about this chakra all the time because it is my favorite. Honestly, it is my favorite. I don't know why, but this is the chakra that I'm always like checking in on people when I'm doing a reading or when I'm talking to my clients. I just sort of, I'm like, okay, how's their solar plexus? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Okay, so the solar plexus chakra is yellow and it is right here, right in the solar plexus. Such a great one. This is I can, I do. So this is where all of our personal power, our inner strength, our intuition, our desire, and our instincts reside. Very, very important, truly. And you also see that I've put on here emotions. Well, because the solar plexus chakra, if you can, it's almost like you are keeping your emotions in check without saying, no, I can't feel that. No, I'm not allowed to feel anger. No, you're allowed to feel anger, but making sure you got a leash on that dog, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. But seeing that you have that inner strength, that personal power to do that, I mean, that's self-control. It is. And that's what this feeling in control here is. It's self-control, essentially. That self-dignity, and that it's almost like with the soul, when the solar plexus is in a good place, when the solar plexus is in a really good space, you can control the self-criticism. And we all have that. We all have that little crazy thing going on in our head, right? That self-criticism. Yeah, it's just crazy. Pretty sure mine is and has been blocked for a while now. Okay. Well, let's talk about this, Kelsey. Let's talk about it. Because when your solar plexus chakra is blocked, when it's clogged up, when it's not clean, when it's out of balance, when it's being masked by the things that you feel like you need in the root chakra, that can happen. We start seeing sugar addictions right here. Anxiety, fear, not feeling like you're in control. Part of the reason why you don't feel like you're in control when the solar plexus chakra is going just ape. Again, I'm trying not to get banned when it's going ape bleep. Is because we're allowing that inner critic, we're allowing those little gremlins in our head to just like go crazy, and just be like, you can't do that, you can't do that, you're too fat, you've already failed at this, people all say you're too much, people da 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 da. You have to start talking back to that. You have to either start talking back to it and saying, well, if people think I'm too much, then they need to look for someone that's less. They need to look for someone that's less. If they don't want to live at my standards of success, integrity, whatever, then they need to look for something less. Then I don't need to be in their life. If they think I'm too fat, then they don't need to hang out with me. So all of those things, people enjoy, and I'm not kidding with this, people enjoy watching people, strong-willed people who are intelligent. I'm not talking about egomaniacs and just like know-it-alls. I'm talking about strong people that they see going someplace. They like to keep them in their place. They like to keep them in their place because there's a lot of people out there that don't want to be successful. They want to achieve this and they don't really want to go beyond it because it's scary and it's crazy and it's just too much for them, and they're going to have to learn more and they're going to have to do more, blah blah blah. So when they see you come along and you go, hey, yeah, let's partner up, and when we partner up we can move up to here, what they want to do is they're like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. But really, what they're wanting to do is keep you at their level or lower. They want to keep you at their level or lower. So they hit that solar plexus chakra. They help feed that little gremlin in your head going, that self-criticism gremlin in your head by telling you that you're too much, that you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Do you know how many supervisors I've had tell me that? And the reason why they were telling me that is because I find out later I was making them look bad because of what I was doing, because they weren't doing it. And again, I've had like business partners, I've had partnerships with like in work and stuff where we've not been giving it the same amount of attention. And then they're just like, you're just too much. That's a lot. That's just a lot. I don't know where you're going with that. That's just like, it's a lot. Like you're going too far. You're going too much. No, I'm not. Because you're given that inspiration. You're given that inspiration to do and to show more for a reason. And that's probably exactly what's going on here, Kelsey, is that if your managers are intimidated by you, that's a hard row to hoe. It is. And it's so frustrating when you're just like, I'm just wanting to help. I'm just wanting to do my job. And especially if you're doing something well. Yeah. So looking at this, when your solar plexus, do you see how this could really this could be crazy, right? If you get this offline, if you get your solar plexus chakra really clogged up with a whole lot of self-criticism or a whole lot of anxiety and fear, look at what it causes. Feeling uncentered, insomnia. You can't even sleep. You can't even reset your body. It messes up your memory and concentration. It's again with the eating disorders, the sugar addictions. Oh my gosh, that's me. Every time people would criticize me, I would the Intamin's donut people, they did a fine job. They had a really good business going for a long time because of me. Yeah. So, to get this clear, we need to wear yellow. Bring in a citrine crystal, a yellow citrine crystal. Energize your space with yellow or add lemon to your water. Again, I want to emphasize the importance of doing quick little meditations on healing different chakras, on working with different chakras. It's a really important thing to pay attention to. Google it. Look it up on YouTube. There's a million of them. And some of them are really quite good. I'm so glad, Kelsey. I'm so glad you left and your new manager appreciates you. How awesome. Okay, let's move on to the heart chakra. And this is one that like everybody knows. Everybody knows. Joy! Oh my gosh. I love it. Joy, it's so good to see you. Wait, you just went away. I just saw Joy pop up and then she went away. Um, sorry. Like this lovely Aquarius just joined us for a brief moment in time and then her comment went away. So I'll have to look later. Okay, so the heart chakra. The heart chakra is another energy center. The heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra are hugely, hugely important because they have such an effect on all the other chakras. Now, we do have links, as I was just telling you with the sacral and the throat chakra, we have lots of links together, right? Yes, you can, Joy. You can have more than one chakra out of balance at the same time. They can all be out of balance, they can all be out of whack, and they can all be like just filthy dirty. Absolutely. I'm so happy to see you here. Oh my gosh. So, but the fourth chakra, the heart chakra, is really, really, this is about love, compassion, trust. I want to emphasize a few things here. Safety is not, it's more like the emotional safety is not like physical safety. Physical safety would be with the root chakra. Physical safety is going to be with the base chakra and security. This is feeling like emotionally safe, like you're in a safe place, and you can talk about your feelings, which goes along with trust. Adventure, absolutely, because that goes along with trust too, doesn't it? Forgiveness, and I want to like put something out there for you guys. This is not my forgiveness class, but I do want to talk about this. Forgiveness is not forgetting that shit that they fed us. Oh my gosh, I just keep cussing. I can't stop. The stuff that they fed us like a long time ago when we were kids saying, forgive and forget, forgive and forget. No, no, forgive, but remember it so that you don't go back and do that same crap again. Yeah. So this is about self-compassion too, because the heart chakra is also about self-love. Um, Relationships, all kinds, not just romantic, like friendships, family relationships, coworker relationships, all of them. And it shows in how outwardly friendly you are. Yeah. I'm not always outwardly friendly. I'll just be honest with you. Yeah. Okay, so out of when it's not clear, when this chakra is not clear, when this chakra is not in tune, let's use that word instead of maybe balance. We feel disconnected. We feel again that hopelessness. We feel rejection, apathetic, faithlessness, unforgiving, uncommitted, detached, and distrustful. Now, this is the wrong kind of detachment. When I tell people that they need to be detached from the outcome of a situation, that's a different kind of detachment than we feel here. This is being taken, this is where some like relationship is broken and is taking from you. And it's that kind of detached. It's that kind of painful. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so good to see you. Um, but is that kind of painful? So I would think, Kelsey, that you would feel that kind of rejection, with a manager that was intimidated by you. And then you move into a place where your new manager appreciates you and it affects your heart chakra as well as your solar plexus chakra. You see how important those two are? Everybody has their own favorites. I think you're seeing mine. I mean, I openly announce the solar plexus is my favorite, but I digress. So again, um, when we're looking at this, hopelessness is a bad place to be in. And when we feel rejected by someone or we feel like someone has broken faith with us, it's really, really hard for us to let that go and forgive because that's painful. That is freaking painful. And I'll tell you, sometimes it takes me years because I internalize it and I nurture that like it was my firstborn. I mean, I just hang on to that and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that to me. Until finally, my husband will be like, how long has that been? And then, I start to snap out of it. Yeah. But to clear this crystal, I mean to clear this chakra, wear jade or wear any green crystal. And my wedding ring is a peridot, so I always have green on. Energize your space with green and eat green vegetables. And again, meditations. Absolutely 100%. Okay, the throat chakra. The throat chakra is light blue, and of course, it's right here. And I think you guys have seen me when my throat chakra has been out of whack because, when you just start, when you're not speaking your truth, when you're not in good communication place, you start messing up your voice, literally and figuratively. So let's take a look at this. So, our throat chakra is our communication, our expression, our freedom of speech. Um, it's also where we take on extra responsibility. It's where our leadership roles come out, right? Because the first thing that we do to exercise leadership is go, hey, what's being done about this? We start asking questions, right? Like, let me take care of this. Let me do this. But this is very, very much about expressing yourself properly. It is definitely about our freedoms of thoughts, our freedom of speech, but our sense of freedom as well. Again, it ties in closely with the sacral chakra, is that feeling of freedom. When it is not clear, when it's out of balance, when it's too small, when it's too big, maybe. When it's too small, we definitely feel insecurity, anxiety, and that paralysis where we're just like, I can't, I can't, I can't. Nervousness, fear, ADD. hmm Um, this is where we see the poor coping skills being expressed and feeling isolated. Um, I always think of I always attribute, like, I think of the third chakra. The throat chakra, it's the fifth chakra, but I always like link it with, in numerology, I always link it with the number 3. Because when I look at people that have a 3 in numerology, a 3 life path number, they struggle with this chakra the most. Now, it's not like a scientific fact or anything. It's just a little, like, Jennifer study that I've done over the years. And I see that people that have the numerology of 3, or they're living in something that has a numerology of 3, they have a really hard time with this chakra specifically. Um, and to get it back, to bring it back into a good place of connection, I love this. Going to the ocean. Eating blueberries. Of course, wearing blue, lapis lazuli, like any kind of blue stone, really. I mean, I have more blue up here, but any kind of blue stone, any kind of blue kyanite works. Um, uh, but wearing blue, and I'm so superstitious that I never leave my house without something blue on. Yeah, it's just a superstition. But I don't leave my house without something blue on. I can't even tell you like how long I've been doing this, high school, so like 30 years. But again, I digress. But connecting with the ocean, eating blueberries, eating anything blue, and wearing blue and blue crystals, and of course, meditation. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Okay. All right. The third eye. The third eye chakra is like right here. Right here. And this is where like everybody's always like, I just want to open my third eye. I just want to open my third eye. Really, you don't? I mean, you might. It's just scary. That is some scary stuff. I just want to let you know. But we do want to like have a healthy level of our third eye, because it is our intuition, and it's a direct connection to to our muse, to the angels that represent our muse. I usually wear, yes, oh my gosh, teal is a great color. And see, again, I always have my mother-in-law, my beautiful mother-in-law, gave me this awesome turquoise bracelet that her dad bought her in the 70s. And I just love this bracelet. I wear it all the time. Again, I digress. So the sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, and this is I know. Um, this is where our mindfulness, our ideas come in, our thoughts. This is where we experience our dreams, and we can actually interpret our dreams in the third chakra as well. This is our intuition. This is where our psychic abilities are. This is where we're tuned in to that gut instinct. So this absolutely ties in to the solar plexus chakra. There's a big tie-in here. And so there's a couple of things I want to point out here. When it's not clear, when it's really in a state of clogged up, and it's just like really all over the place, this is where we get like really judgmental. And when we start to get judgmental, we can't distinguish between our ego and our intuition. That's a very fine line. It is painful to try and like separate out the two when you're in that judgmental place. So this can also bring in lack of sleep, like lots of different kinds of imbalances. And I'm talking also about from a biology standpoint, we see the imbalance of like our necessary nutrients, almost like the trace elements, like magnesium and some of the vitamins like vitamin C, E, and D, and those kind of things. It's very important that we start like paying attention to that, because that also triggers headaches, migraines. hmm And I had my first one last year, and I never want to do that again. That was unpleasant. Um, this is also where we're bringing in the dreams and we're interpreting them and we're seeing the nightmares. So sometimes I will say bad dreams can be a warning to us. Bad dreams can be a warning to us, but they can also be a creation because we're not listening to our intuition. We're not opening it up here. Um, I say neurological disorders, personality disorders, and neuroses, but that's a stretch and it's extreme. But we do have some extreme things happening here with like hallucinations and stuff that can be extremes. Because some of the things that I experience sometime as a medium, I'm like, did I hallucinate that? Was that real? But that's a separate issue. That's me being scared about the stuff that I see and wanting them to maybe be a hallucination and not real, because that, like I said, can be some scary stuff. But this is also where we'll have some learning difficulties, because we don't want to open ourselves up to like the next step, the next chapter. Um, it's really, really easy to clear these. Azurite, lavender oils, connecting with the night sky, especially during a new moon, especially during the dark moon, because that's when the night sky is really that like dark, deep indigo. Wearing indigo, I mean, but I love connecting with this night sky when the moon is waning and when we hit that dark moon, and it's just like you feel like it's just you and the stars outside. But the moon's there. She hasn't left us. I know. Okay, the seventh chakra, the last one. This is I am, and this is purple. Now, some people say that this is purple, like, the crown chakra, that is purple with like a white light in the center. That's fine. You know, to each his own. Everybody sees these just a little bit differently. But it is like purple. I do see white in it, but I don't see white in it for everyone. Yeah. So think about that. Like if you're doing your own chakras, like look at the purple and look at it in your mind's eye. Feel it, see how does it feel to you? If it's truly clear and if you truly have a great connection, or if you're working on your connection all the time with the universe, with spirit, however whatever your belief system is, this is it. You're going to see that white in the center, but you don't see it on everyone. So again, to each his own. There's some differing opinions, and that's okay. So our crown chakra is where we house our spirituality, our divine wisdom. It's where the enlightenment comes in. It's again our connection to the universe, to spirit, to God. However it is that you want to put this. I personally, I say my mother and father in heaven, because I do feel like in order to have us created after God, there has to be a female and a male version, because that's what we have here on earth. Just saying. This is where our imagination can let loose. This is our awareness. This is where we really embrace the like our optimism. We don't see, we don't experience prejudices when we're in a good space. And we know like who we are. We know what part we're here to play. Um, this has been a hard one for me because when I feel that disconnection, I or let me rephrase that. When I've gotten kind of like down and I've not been in a good place just because of whatever's happening, you know, um, and start to feel that depression, it is so, so very hard for me because I feel like I'm missing limbs because when I don't have a strong connection, when I don't have that strong connection there. And I'm immediately like just lost going, you guys have to help me out. What I'm losing my connection. I need to strengthen this. So when you start to feel that depression, hopelessness, it definitely causes confusion when you feel that disconnection. The loss of faith, I think, is probably the hardest thing. Um, like the loss of faith and disconnection are almost like synonymous. Um, Again, dementia, epilepsy, and schizophrenia is what we see is the extreme end of this. That's the extreme. But day to day, I mean, like we can go through our day and maybe feel all of these depression, hopelessness, confusion, disconnection, and loss of faith. We can go in and out of those doors like all day long. You know, we can bring it back and we can like let it slip through our fingers again. So this is why we see so many healers, so many spiritual people, so many spiritual leaders walk around with amethyst because amethyst is such an amazing stone all in itself. But that's why, I mean, look at my desk alone. I have like 3 I have all these chunks of amethyst, like, everywhere because it helps me. It helps me stay, like, where I need is have that connection, especially when I'm reading and I'm talking to my clients. I need to make sure that I have the space that allows me to have that connection. Eat figs. You know what's funny is that when we bought this house, we found out that there was a fig tree in the yard. So, love my fig tree. And energize your space with violet. And of course, don't forget the ever present meditation and like chanting. All of those things are great for connection here and prayer. Let's just like make sure that you're aware of that. Prayer is a big part of keeping uh that crown chakra like open and balanced. Okay, so I know I'm over a little bit in my usual hour, but I love this subject. It's one of my favorites to teach. I love talking about it. I love doing the meditation and the chanting with a group of people because it feels like when you do it as a group that it raises the vibration for the whole the whole building even. So it's pretty awesome. It is. Um, I do want to talk about these really quickly. The ones that I am going to post. The new moon ritual to achieve goals is pretty awesome. This will be on my website so you can see these. And the abundance spell, I really like this because again, I just want to reiterate what I said at the beginning. Um, Today and tomorrow are some really, really great lucky days as far as astrology is like goes. And then again on Sunday and Monday, fantastic days for bringing in abundance, for like manifesting, because there's just some wonderful, great stuff happening with this new moon on Sunday, and this new moon in Gemini on Sunday, and Jupiter and Saturn are sextile on Monday. So It's it's just good. It's like extra. I think we could all use a little extra right now. Am I right? I mean, one of my clients was like, "Oh, we're going into a recession." And I was like, "Going into? Where have you been? We're in it. It's here. Surprise." I mean, have you not been grocery shopping? I mean, so yeah, going into? No, we're in it. Merry Christmas. God, I'm so much fun, really. I mean, I know that's not a contagious feeling, but it's okay. I feel it. So, all right. So let's talk about this abundance spell. And I'm going to have to put my glasses on. All right. So, this abundance spell. The abundance is a state of plenitude, of having more than just your basic needs met. Work this spell to invite abundance into your life. So, the ingredients that you need are a candle. It doesn't specify what color, but I'm going to go with white. And it looks like, because it needs to go out, um you need to watch it. So I'm thinking like a votive candle, or maybe even a tea light candle. So we've got a candle, an orange, a piece of bread, and salt in a dish, and your wallet. So that's the ingredients that you need: a candle, an orange, a piece of bread, salt in a dish, and your wallet. And if you need my bread recipe, my full moon bread recipe, which I believe was one of my very first shows that I did like a few years ago on metaphysical practices, I can post that on my website too. Okay, cut the orange into quarters, hold the candle by its wick, and cover the candle with the juice from the orange. Place the candle in an upright position and allow the juice to dry. So basically, we need to get the juice all over that candle and let it dry. Um, get into a good magical mood and cleanse your workspace. They are saying they like to cleanse with smoke, but you can also use sound or visualization. I use sound and smoke because I have some really great creosote over here that I use, and I use different smudges, so it's great. Um, okay, so focus on your vision of abundance. What is your vision of abundance? Visualize what abundance would mean to you. Place the candle onto your workspace and position the bread and the salt in front of it. Place your wallet to the right of the candle. Light the candle and sprinkle a large pinch of salt over the bread and the wallet. Open your hands, hold them palms up on either side of the candle, and move your hands to direct energy from the candle. Visualize yourself receiving abundance and feel the palms of your hands grow warm. Concentrate on welcoming the abundance while the candle burns down. When the candle is spent, ground yourself with 7 deep breaths. How about that? And there's 7 main chakras. Just saying. So ground yourself with 7 deep breaths, then clean up and discard the remains of the candle. It's pretty neat. Okay. So the new moon. Now, this is a ritual to achieve your goals. The new moon is an excellent time to set the intention for the rest of the lunar cycle. Harness the energy of the new moon to breathe life into your intentions. You'll need a quiet space outside, a pen and paper, and it's optional for you to use a candle for this one. So go outside, just get under the new moon. Shake out your arms and legs to release any kind of lingering energy or tension. Light the candle if you're using it. Sit down and write out a positive intention or goal for the coming lunar cycle. Phrase everything in the present tense as if you are already achieving your goal. For example, I am successful in my career. I have the home I want. I am I, I'm finishing up blah blah blah. I'm adding on to. Put it in the present tense, whatever it is that you're wanting. Visualize sending your intention out into the universe. Let the intention float away from you and into the night. If you are using a candle, burn the paper with your goal and watch the smoke lift it to the stars. I love that. Sit under the moon for as long as you want while focusing on the feeling of achieving your goal. Can I just tell you how much I love this? These are wonderful, wonderful spells that my husband got me this awesome thing from. It's called the Witches of Insta. He bought this for me a couple of years ago for Christmas because he didn't know what to get me. And it was an amazing gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving. But I love it. It's so beautiful. And the Witches of Insta, I believe they're from Germany. But these are quite lovely and I highly, highly recommend them. They're just really well thought out and they're really easy and I love them. So these pictures will be on my website at metaphysicalroundtable.com. And if you guys are wanting to take a look at the chakra stuff, I can post that as well, or I can email it to you individually. And if you want the email, you're going to have to email me at metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com. And I promise I will get it to you. It may take me a few days. I'm sorry, but it may take me a few days. I am getting better about answering my emails. I'm not 100% the best yet, but I had for a minute, I had a virtual assistant but we were just sort of testing the water to see if we were going to be a fit with each other, but one of her bigger clients just like gave her like bukus of work and they have bukus of money. So she'd go where the money was. But she really gave me some great tips on setting up like things and like getting sort of streamlined. And she gave me some really great references. So we'll see. Maybe by the end of the summer, I'll have a virtual assistant that'll help me with little things like returning emails on time. I know. I really am trying. Yeah. All right. So, do you guys have any questions? I know this is a different night. I appreciate all of you that have joined me. For the foreseeable future, it's going to be on Tuesday nights instead of Thursday nights. We'll see how this goes, but we'll see how long my boys are in activities, soccer, horse riding. So much fun. What do you think, Mouse? Huh? Jasmine's been up and around. She's very happy. Yeah. So good girl, Jazz. What do you think, Mouse? He's like, I don't know. He doesn't care. Like, since I moved my office, he doesn't like to lay out on my desk anymore. I don't know why. He like lays in front of my desk. So now I can't have my little altar right here. It's a little annoying, but it's all right. Whatever, right? We do what we got to do, right, Mouse? I'm talking to you. Hey, come here, kitty. Come here. Come see everybody. Come here. Come here, kitty. Okay, just sit there and stare at me. I mean, he's all up like on me all the time, but when I want him to come out and see everybody, he just sits there and looks at me. Mouse, come here, kitty. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions for me, I will continue on with trying to coax this cat over here. I mean, he usually does. He steps on my computer. He's got his head around the monitor all the time, like trying to see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Oh, well. And when I want to show him off, what does he do? He bags out. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me on a Tuesday night instead of a Thursday night. But it does definitely for the summer, I'm definitely going to be on Tuesday nights, and it may be a forever thing. Again, we'll see, because I got to schlep these kids all over the place, to practice, and yeah. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you enjoy this new moon in Gemini. Don't forget to watch your zodiac. The new moon in Gemini zodiac reading should be out tomorrow. Maybe even some of them might be out tonight, depending on how I finish editing. And then your monthly numerology for June. Thank you again, you guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. And until we see each other again, what are you going to do? Get out there and make your magic. Bye.